All right, man, peace. So, brothers, about a month or so ago, I released a video pertaining to Mr. Jaylen Brown, one of the standout young small forwards with the Boston Celtics. And I stated in the video that Boston should trade him before the trading deadline because it was very obvious to me that he was one of the main factors in the locker room that was very unhappy and probably turning the locker room into a toxic environment. And let me say this. You have your Kyrie Irvings, you have your Gordon Haywards. Of course, there's the issue with Brad Stevens and his decision-making. And then on top of it all, you have Danny Ainge. But it was very clear to me that Jaylen Brown appeared to be unhappy, and probably justifiably so. Because Gordon Hayward just came in and took most of his minutes, but he has to understand that the NBA is a numbers game. Not based on just your stats on the floor, but also based on how much they're paying certain players. They were never just going to bench Gordon Hayward for Jaylen Brown when you compare how much each player is getting paid. Jaylen Brown is still on his rookie contract. And now as I watch his appearance on this show here with Rachel Nichols and Scottie Pippen and Amin Elhassan, it's even more apparent to me that he's very unhappy with his role. But he's just going to play out the season so that he does not look like the unhappy camper or the spoiled soldier. But expect him to demand a trade in the offseason. Look for Jaylen Brown to demand a trade after the season's over. So, of course, they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
But I wanted to ask you, you're one of the players that is now on the rise in today's game. And
Well, he wants to be on the rise, but he can't get no damn playing time.
I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about your role on the Celtics?
I just do it the best I can with the cards that I've been given. I just come out, try to play hard, and add to winning.
Hey, brothers, you hear that? When Scottie Pippen asked him that question, he said, I just do the best I can with the cards that I've been dealt. In other words, I can't control what this coach is doing. I believe that I deserve more time on the floor, but he's not giving me that time. Now, remember, Stephen A. Smith made certain statements on his show where he seemed to provide some insight on what's really going on in the Celtics locker room. And, of course, it revolved all around Gordon Hayward. And now Jaylen Brown is confirming a lot of those sentiments, or at least he's confirming that he's one of Stephen A. Smith's informants. There's no doubt about that in my mind.
As best as possible. I think everybody's happy when you win. So as long as we win, I'm fine with everything.
The translation for that is, as long as we keep winning, I'm not going to bitch and complain about playing time or the lack thereof. Because I'm not going to be the one who they'll be accusing as rocking the boat. But after this season, I'm out of here.
Make the decisions, but I come out and try to play hard and add to winning and be a good teammate.
How hard was that adjustment? Because last year you and Jason Tatum and Terry Rozier, you guys, because of the circumstances, you got to play a role that maybe that's where you see yourself going in this league, as this kind of player.
Right. And
then this year, because you got more talent, everyone's healthy, you got to take a step back a little. How hard is that adjustment going from getting a taste of what that could be like to, having to curve back a little?
The adjustment is difficult for him because he feels like the player who's getting all the playing time is not as good as he is. I don't think that he would have that hard a time understanding what's going on if he believed that the player who was playing ahead of him was better than him, but he does not believe that.
It's a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. Mentally, physically, everything, when you just happen to adjust to the league. But, a part of this business that we're in is being mature and handling it the right way. So, being professional and stuff like that. So I've taken it and I've learned, and actually has made me a lot better as a basketball player and as a person than I expected.
In other words, you've been humbled.
There's been a lot of rumblings about maybe you should be starting again now. Have you talked to Coach Stevens about that?
Nah, to be honest, it's none of my business. It doesn't matter.
Stop lying, Negro. You know damn well you've been complaining about your lack of playing time. Knock it off.
Well, it's your business. It's definitely your business. But I understand you're not making that decision.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me as long as we keep winning. I'm gonna just do the best I can to be the best version of myself and help this team win.
All right. Well,
and in the offseason, you're gonna request a trade.
All right. Well, speaking of winning, you guys are 2 games into this West Coast road trip. You play the Lakers on ABC tomorrow night, and it's going well so far. You guys beat the Warriors, thumped the Warriors. Let's be honest. An exciting win in Sacramento. How has that brought you guys together? Kyrie's already talking about the plane trip was good for you guys.
Yeah, we're excited. We're definitely excited.
What the hell happened to Gordon Hayward's eye? Let me find out somebody gave him a mollywop in practice. Taking my minutes, bitch.
The West Coast trip has been successful so far. we just want to keep coming out and adding to it. You know, everybody's happy right now. I think just the warm weather. Yes.
You know, brothers, I remember when I was a kid, you would have benches that would react whenever one of their teammates had a great play on the floor. But now it's like it's so much theatrics. These niggas actually evaluate their team chemistry based on how hard they're celebrating on the sidelines. Like, who gives a shit?
It does wonders, right?
Yeah, it does. It does something to the atmosphere. So we've been coming down, we've been playing hard, and we're looking forward to playing the Lakers on Saturday.
Yeah.
Jaylen, like you guys, the Celtics, for the last couple of years, have played the Warriors really well. What is it about them that you guys? What is it about that matchup that allows you to be competitive with them?
A lot of people forget this. The Celtics have defeated Golden State in Golden State something like 3 or 4 of the last 5 years. They were beating Golden State. They won a game in Golden State in the year that the Warriors won 73 games.
I think we look forward to it. Of course, when you're playing against the reigning champs, you want to come out and be locked in. So I think our system is great. I think Brad Stevens has a great system that can defend the Warriors really well. And if we stick to it and we're locked in, I think we can always give ourselves a chance to win.
That's why I'm on record as stating that I believe that the Celtics have the highest ceiling but the lowest floor. I could see them going out in the first round. Their ceiling to me, the floor, as I've already stated, is them going out in the first round. Their ceiling is them possibly even defeating the Warriors in the finals. Would not completely shock me if that happened.
I mean, look, there's been a lot of conversation about you guys. How can they put the pieces together? We know they have the talent. So-and-so said this. So-and-so said that. So-and-so called this person. Well, this person said this person. How do you deal with that? Especially when it's like one of the leaders of your team, Kyrie Irving, that has been saying some of this stuff publicly and sometimes about you.
Now, why are you trying to ask him questions to get him in trouble when you guys just went over how they're trying to repair the chemistry?
You just keep going. At the end of the day, like Brad Stevens believes in a participatory democracy. Like everybody's a leader.
Okay.
So it's not just on one person. It's on all of us. So we come out.
That's Jaylen Brown letting Kyrie Irving know you're not the leader of this team. We're all leaders here. And it's a merit-based system. Once again, Kyrie Irving trying to play mind games on his team backfired. He should have just fell back. He's the point guard. It's your job as the point guard to make everyone feel included, not to try to stand above everyone. But that's part of the problem because Kyrie does not consider himself a classic point guard. He considers himself a combo guard who should have the ball in his hands at all times, and he should have carte blanche to do whatever he wants, and that's not how it works.
We come out and try to govern ourselves the best way possible and help each other succeed. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's ups and downs. I've experienced this the first time I've experienced it in my career, where it's been the media so strong, as in like the presence. But that's a part of the league. You know, this is where the league is going. The media is going to still continue to be there. It's not going to stop. So I'm just trying to embrace and get used to it now.
A quick question for you: as you're going through these kind of trials and tribulations, who's the vet that you turn to and ask, hey, old school, tell me how to handle this? Kind of the same way you just asked Scotty about lockouts. Who do you turn to when you have going through these things?
For the most part, Al Horford. I feel Al's been in the league for a significant amount of time. He's been an all-star. He's been on great teams. He hasn't been a champion yet. Hopefully we're trying to get him over that hump. But Al's one of those guys that everybody leans on just because his demeanor, how he carries himself. He's just a high character dude. So you'll never hear me say anything bad about Al because he's such a great guy.
He's so chill. He's so much fun. Imagine now, though, that Scottie Pippen was one of the vets on your team. You got one of the greatest players of all time sitting next to you, greatest defenders of all time sitting next to you. What do you want to ask him?
What does it take to win a championship?
Sacrifice. The same thing it takes to be successful at anything in life, sacrifice.
Well, I mean, I think you guys got a lot of it, and that's talent. I just think, when you have as much talent as you guys have, you have to have guys that are willing to sacrifice and play their role.
Simple as that. That's all life is about. All success is about is sacrifice.
And you guys got as much talent as any team in the league, and it's just really about you guys accepting and playing the right role.
There you go. I don't know. Now, normally when we have a guest on here, we'll do like a whole long segment about...
And that was Scotty letting Jaylen Brown know, look, you got to stay on your place. You got to know your role. In order for you to win championship, everybody can't be out there trying to be a star. So if you're part of the problem in the locker room, understand what you're doing and fall back. A lot of times, things are not able to be as fruitful as they need to be until you let go. The tighter you grip something, the easier it'll slip out of your fingers. Sometimes you have to relax your grip so that what you have or what you're trying to hold can become more secure. Scotty's letting Jaylen Brown know, you guys have the talent. What you're missing is the experience, and also you're missing the sense of sacrifice.
About what were you thinking? But you're young enough. We're not going to sit here and break down just a couple seasons of your career. We're going to just throw you one question and know that you're going to come back and hang out with us. And each time you come back, we'll just build the what were you thinking for you as you build up more time in the league. I do have to ask, what were you thinking, Jaylen Brown, when you dunked on Kristaps Porzingis? A little taller than you.
What was I thinking?
What was going through your head as you came down here?
In and out.
No.
That was one of the better dunks of last season.
Yeah, I was thinking like it shows up.
See that? That was a great change, though. Shout out
And he jumped off the wrong leg. He jumped off the right leg.
Shout out from Chris. He's gonna have a great year next year.
He tried to put his hand in your chest too to stop you. That didn't work though.
to nasty dunk.
No.
Rachel, I got one more question.
Okay.
Because Al Horford's his vet. What's the deal where he's at the free throw line where he flinches? Why does he do that?
I have no idea. I think the media started catching on to it and he just started rolling with it. So he does it.
He's probably OCD.
You think he's doing it on purpose now?
I think he's doing it on purpose.
He was not doing it on purpose for
Nah, they ain't on purposeful. That's OCD. This brother got a nervous tick.
a while because we have like documented years.
But now I think it's a part of the whole brand or something. I love it though. Every time he does it in practice.
There you go. Now you need to start doing it. It should be a whole thing. The whole team could do it. It could be like a bench celebration. Like when he does well, the bench could be like, right?
Womp womp.
They could be good. Maybe we'll see it tomorrow. Big game against the Lakers tomorrow. Good luck with that. Good luck with the playoff push. We are in the final 15, 18 games of the season, and then it all counts a lot.
Let's get it.
Then the real games begin, right?
Dun. We'll be right back.
But anyway, that's basically it on that. I just found his statements when he was asked a question about his role on the team. I found the way in which he chose to answer the question to be very revelatory. You could tell that the brother here is very intelligent. He's also very forthright. He's not going to beat around the bush too much. He's going to let you know what it is when it comes to him. But either way, like I stated, expect him to request a trade at the end of this season. So peace.